poem is a happy child.
No, happy child has to be happier. A happy child.
A happy child.
And here I begin.
And here I begin. My house is there, a little house, a happy child am I. I'll laugh and play the whole day long. I hardly ever cry. I have a tree, a green tree. I have a tree, a green tree to shade me from the sun. To shade me from the sun. Under it I often sit when all my play is done.
Poetry. Good, Aruhi. Poetry is the essence of language, yet quite underrated. It is free-flowing, liberating, out of the clutches of grammar, yet brimming with expressions and vocabulary. Why is poetry important for children to learn? Is an often made question. Number 1, phonemic awareness. The rhymes, rhythms, and repetitions in poems make the children aware of and bring better clarity of sounds that are there in the language structure. What a great value. Number 2, instills creativity. Poetry does not restrict the learner. It gives that room for personal interpretation. It allows the learner's mind to have that divergent thinking, the thoughts of the learner to go wild, which in turn helps the learner in instilling creativity. Number 3, problem solving. Poems help the learner imbibe an important life skill, which is the life skill of problem solving. Now, when we say that poems have that room for personal interpretation, it means many meanings. Now, which meaning to choose and why? What reasoning, what logic to bring in when you are choosing one particular interpretation over the other? This is what we mean by problem solving, which helps them in the real life as well. In the day-to-day life, the children or the learner tends to meet many other people. And meeting people means various conversations. And those conversations need to be interpreted. So, that interpretation that they have learned with poetry helps them interpret even the humanly interaction the right way. Number 4, validation of experience. At various points in life, we come across such emotions, face such emotions, where we feel that we are singled out, where we are unable to figure out what's happening to us. It's there when we are in such a phase of life that poems come to our rescue. It is as if through the work, through the text of the poem, the poet is actually trying to put across the meaning that no, you are not alone. You're not the only one to have experienced such a thing. So this is quite a help, especially in today's world, where not just the teenagers, the young, but even the old are facing or having various negative emotions creeping in. Giving you an example of the famous poem, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Now in this poem, the poet says that there are 2 roads ahead. When we talk about these 2 roads, these are referring to the choices all of us come across in our daily life. So that is something so relatable. And the second thing to note is, in the poem, he says that he makes that momentary halt before taking one path of the 2. So that stop, that halt refers to that wise owl within that says, think before you act. Number 5, appreciation of the language. Now, poetry is fun-filled. that brings joy to the learner, to the reader, and to the teacher as well, which makes the learner fall in love with the language. Poems often have words that individually make no sense at all, but then when put together, supercharge the meaning. That's what brings flavors to poems. That's what brings emotion in the language. That's what teaches expression to the learners. So poetry, in short, is indispensable to turning a child into a wonderful communicator, a great human, and an almost perfect social being. At sprEnglush, we understand the value of poetry. And as you are aware, we follow a theme-based curriculum. So in our curriculum, 5 continuous sessions are dedicated totally to the theme of poetry. So what all do these sessions include? Different poems, interpretational brainstorming, pronunciation check, vocabulary enrichment, recitation drills, expressions, voice modulations, to name just a few. To book your kids' free trial class, contact us today.